Hi beautiful souls, it's Tan here again today on this astrology channel for you. And today we're going to be looking at some tips on how to seduce and keep the air rising signs. And the reason why I've decided to do this video based on rising sign is because we're going to be looking at the descendant and the 7th house. And we're going to go by elements. So this video is going to be for the air rising sign, which means that all the air risings, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius risings, the descendant is going to be in the fire element. So for the Libra rising, you're going to have a 7th house or a descendant in the sign of Aries, which is a fire sign. For the Gemini risings, you're going to have a 7th house or descendant in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. For the Aquarius rising, you're going to have a 7th house or descendant in the sign of Leo, which is a fire sign. So this video is going to be more for those of you who are in a relationship with or looking to be in a relationship with any type of relationship, but mainly it's more like romantic compatibility with those who have these particular Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius rising. But of course, if you have these rising signs yourself, you can also watch this video. That will also work for you. So for having a fire element ruling your descendant or 7th house, which is the point in the house of long-term committed relationships, signing contracts with some type of partnership. And this also includes the things that we're attracted to into our life, as well as our shadow. So the main themes for having fire ruling the descendant or the 7th house is going to be with regards to expression. This is where these people with fire ruling their 7th house are hoping to get out of a relationship or are going to be wanting to commit long-term to a relationship. That relationship has to have an element of expression there. So we're going to start off first with the Libra risings and what these Libra risings with having Aries on the descendant or the 7th house, how to seduce them and how to keep them. So if you are looking to seduce somebody who's got an Aries 7th house or Aries descendant, the key to getting to their heart and being attractive to them is going to be your passion. They're very much attracted to people who have their own goals, their own ambitions in life, independent types of people. Even if they are looking to have a family, they would still, most of them generally, would still like you to have your own career, do your own thing. Now you have to see like which house or how their Mars, which house their Mars is in their chart to see which area of life they're going to be most attracted to with regards to the passions of another. They're going to also be attracted to someone who is a little bit sexy with regards to their physical appearance. Now, whatever sexy means, that's going to depend on each individual person, but they like that element of sexiness in somebody. Somebody who has a certain amount of at least like athletic body or athletic build, that's the kind of a bit of raw sexiness is what they like. And they are attracted to somebody who makes them feel excited. And they're looking to do a lot of things with a particular partner, have activities going, take some action in a particular relationship. So that's how you get their attention and how you can, know whether you're the type of person that they would be attracted to or not. And this does not mean that, you should be like changing who you are to attract this person. This is for you to know if you are their type in one way or another or not. Okay, so if you would like to keep them, however, this is a different story because when you start to get deeper into a relationship with an Aries 7th house descendant individual, there are going to be themes regarding their shadow that's going to pop up. So you may begin to see certain amount of selfish themes that comes up with these particular individuals. And the selfishness of an Aries 7th house or descendant, it's not coming from a place of malice. It's pure innocence, really. they just have this innocence about them, like a little child, that they just want to do their own thing. And so you notice that these particular shadow traits pop up when they begin to say that they're doing something for you. But really, you can kind of sense that they're getting more out of this than you. But they're saying they're doing it for you. You know what I mean? So when this happens, just know that they're not really aware that, you know, this is what's actually going on. And they're really thinking that they're doing it for you, but they kind of get something out of it. Because the fire descendants or seventh house are looking for expression in relationships, the way, like my suggestion to deal with this type of shadow behavior in them is that, first of all, don't take it subjectively and have fun with it. And when I say have fun, I mean you get to have fun with these Aries 7th house individuals with your expression of their behaviors. So you can simply say to them, hey, I think, you know what, you are actually doing this for yourself. You can tease them a little bit. Make a joke out of it. Have a little bit of fun because you know that, you know, they're not really aware of this. That's when you can kind of get them to be a little bit more aware of why they're doing certain things in their life. They are generally not the type of people who are going to be super like really defensive about it unless their Mars is not yet working at a higher vibration. They can get very defensive. But if they're, you know, they've been doing some self-work and they're having fun with life, they love you, they're coming from a place of love for you, they'll laugh about it and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, what do you want? And then you can get to be a little bit selfish in this relationship. They, you know, the key to working with these people is that you can be selfish in a relationship. You can say that, okay, I feel like you're doing this thing because like you're kind of getting something out of it. So maybe we can do this thing together because I want this. This is what I actually want. And they'll tend to, because they do have a Libra rising, they'll be like, yeah, you know, we can work on that. We can do this thing for you because you simply like it. Yeah. And the other shadow that may pop up in your relationship is that they may be prone to some impulsive tendencies. They may do things kind of a little bit like without consulting you first or without letting you know first, but it may be something that the both of you should have been making a decision on it together, but they're going ahead and they're doing it impulsively because they just don't want to wait for you to think about it. They're just acting on their adrenaline basically. When they do this type of behavior, and if you kind of are somebody who like feels that decision should have been made by the both of you, express yourself to them. Say that this is what you think, this is what you feel. And in the process of it, tease them. Again, you can be a little bit jerky with them. You can have a bit of a rough banter with them. They don't mind that kind of thing. Getting a bit of an argument where you both get to like raise your voice a little bit, share what you really think, express yourself, and then after that, really reflect on what both parties are wanting in this relationship and finding a compromise there is going to be the key here. So you'll know that like these particular Aries in the 7th house individuals, they are still very much involved with you when they think of you, and they still feel a certain amount of excitement when they think of you, and they can still feel that you're adorable and that they feel there's something fun and funny about you in this relationship. And this is not in a superficial way. This is because they do value, you know, the 7th house is a Venus house. It is about values as well. In a relationship, they do value that particular excitement because they want to move forward in this relationship with you and they want to move forward in life. And whenever we're moving forward in life, we're feeling excited. So that's going to be my tips for if you're dating somebody who has Aries ruling the 7th house. So if you're dating somebody who's got an Aquarius ascendant or rising, this means they're going to have Leo on the descendant or ruling the 7th house. And yes, Leo is a fire sign. And so what these people are generally attracted to in another person, and you know, the way to seduce them, is going to have to be, they would like to feel, and they They're attracted to somebody that they feel holds a certain amount of power, that the person holds a certain amount of capabilities that matches up to their capabilities and their power. That's what they're attracted to. With Leo ruling the 7th house and the descendant, these people want to feel like you're either the king and they're the queen, or you're the queen and they're the king, or you're both queens or you're both kings, but you're an equal match in their empire. Sometimes these people are also attracted to somebody who has a certain amount of glamour or likes to be a bit show-offy in the way that they present themselves, because they also want somebody that they can show off to others. You know, they can say that this person is like a superstar in my life. They're very good looking, or they have something glamorous about them. They're very capable, kind of like that. And so this is not in any way superficial, because it's about them knowing that because they have a lot of ideals and they have a lot of things that they want to do in their life. This is a fire sign. There's a certain amount of needing to get to the top in their life, and they know that like if you don't have that power within you, that you may not be able to come along on this journey or this ride with them. So that's why they're searching for somebody who can come along on that ride. They are looking for an equal. Yes, that's what these Leo 7th house people are looking for, that equal. They're also very attracted to somebody who is creative and who is willing to encourage their self-expression, even if it is weird or crazy, because they do have an Aquarius rising after all. So they're looking for somebody who's gonna support that. So how do you keep them? When you're in a relationship with them over time, their shadow side begins to come out. And with Leo ruling the descendant in the 7th house, the shadow of these people is that there can be themes of their extravagant that may not be very practical popping up in a relationship, especially when it comes to money and how they use their material resources. So this could mean that they may spend a lot in the relationship. They may be risky with the things that they're going to invest their money into, that, you know, even if you are like a risky person yourself, you still may feel like, not sure that, you know, this is the best for our future, for example. So when this does appear in your relationship, there are a couple of things that you can do. So first of all, you can set your boundaries. They like it when you can get to turn their presentation of being this lion and turn them into a kitty cat. Okay, and the best way for you to kind of turn them from a lion into the little kitty cat is through you saying something about them that shows that you know them. You know, this is, after all, like, Leo is the sign of like the ego. So if you can say that, oh, do you remember that you did this in the past before? Remember, it didn't really work out. I knew that you were really passionate about it, but you know, you also learned a lot from that situation, right? And you can say it a little bit of like a teasing type of a way. And that's gonna really kind of get them to smile, to laugh at their own, sometimes overestimation of their capabilities, or they're not gonna want to admit that, but sometimes they overestimate, you know, money situations, or they're just very optimistic and positive about it, that, you know, if you could tease them a little bit and show them that you really know who they are, you know them deeply, it's kind of a compliment to them, as well as bringing them into a place of more grounded, but then you also are getting to express your knowledge of them. The other thing that, you know, can work here as well is if you're willing to offer them with another creative solution. They're all about creativity. So if you can exercise your creativity in your expression to them, that, you know, this is a really creative way of how you can deal with the situation with regards to money or things in your life that sometimes they can feel like there's just one way to do something. Leo can be a stubborn sign. They can feel like this is one way to extravagantly spend my money, extravagantly dress, extravagantly spend my time, or with my career, or with any area of life. But if you can say to them that I have a solution, another solution, a creative solution, and they really feel like, wow, this is super creative, they might actually take it on, and they're gonna love that kind of an ability to approach them creatively. So If they are thinking about you, the Leo 7th house individuals, and they still feel a certain amount of adoration and admiration towards you, you know that they are going to be in it for the long run. And last but not least for today, we've got the Gemini rising. So Gemini risings have Sagittarius ruling the descendant and the 7th house. So if you're dating somebody who's got Sagittarius on the 7th house, what they're going to be attracted to is going to be a person's intelligence. They're very much all about finding somebody and very attracted to somebody who are going to be smarter than them. Because after all, having a Gemini rising, they're going to be very much into knowledge and learning and stimulating their mind. So looking for somebody who's going to actually, match up to that, or be even, what they consider for that Gemini rising as smarter than them. And you can kind of see which house their Jupiter is placed in to see what type of intelligence they're really all about. And in order to, know whether somebody's going to be able to match up to them on that level, the Sagittarius 7th house individuals are going to be wanting to engage in conversations with them that has a certain amount of depth. If you can go deep with them in the conversations that you have, talk about things that are, much more than just small talk, of course. Because they're looking for this mind expansion, they sometimes feel that they can find it more with somebody who is of a different culture, different backgrounds than them, sometimes even a different religion, to add that element of stimulation to them. They are also very attracted to people who are up for adventure, who are up for traveling with them, who gives them this sense that they're not limited by anything in life, who are going to explore with them and be a bit adventurous. And at the end of the day, they're also really looking to, very attracted to people who have a similar life vision to them, similar beliefs, and the way that they want to live their lives based on their beliefs. So if you want to keep a Sagittarius in the 7th house individuals, the key here, when their shadow comes out, you will get a sense of their need to tell the truth, to be very blunt, and to tell the truth about a lot of situations in your relationships. That's going to come up. They're going to dig and they're going to say it like it is. Now, when this happens, there's a couple of ways of handling the situation. You can approach their communication or their expression of what the truth is with particular situations with a certain amount of objectivity and be open up for a debate of truths. They would love that. Now, some Sagittarius 7th house individuals that are not, shall we say, vibing at their higher vibration, they are gonna feel that when you are debating with them, that you're going against them, or that you're arguing with them, because they have their ego wrapped up in this relationship, and that's not a place of love. And when they're not coming from a place of love, they're gonna fall into a position of wanting to convert you, or wanting to change the way that you think about things, and that is not a healthy, shall we say, relationship pattern to be in. But if they're not that type and they're willing to objectively sit with you and be like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, that is your truth, this is my truth, that's really interesting that we're sharing this, and they might be able to take the conversation even deeper with you with regarding truths. And the other thing you have to keep in mind is that Sagittarius and the 7th house individuals, they really can't stand emotional mess in a conversation, because when you're, you got your emotions wrapped up, you can be subjective, it's for all of us. And when we get to that place of subjectivity, the conversation and the sharing of ideas is going to be limited. And, you're dating somebody who has Sagittarius in the 7th house, that's not really what they like. That's not really what they're all about. And the other thing that may pop up in your relationship over time with these individuals is that they may begin to grow in a way where you may start to feel that they're outgrowing you. And if they get to a place where, they're searching for lots of experiences in their life to grow, and you get to this place where you feel they're getting a bit restless. They're kind of like, you feel that they're maybe thinking whether the grass is greener on the other side. That could be because they're starting to outgrow you. And so that's when you have to get in touch with your own truth, being in this relationship with this person, as to whether you're on the same page anymore or not. And if not, maybe it's time to let it go. But if you feel like you're really stimulated by this growth and you'd like to come along on this ride, you can take this opportunity as a chance to step out of your comfort zone and, again, look at the world from a different perspective, from a place of more objectivity, and see, when you get out of your comfort zone, what this person or this relationship is going to bring into your life. Just kind of enjoy the ride with a sense of humor, have fun along the way. And if you also sometimes feel that they're getting a bit restless for whatever reason or another, a really good way to approach the Sagittarius 7th house individual is with humor. You can make a joke about it. You can come up with some crazy wild ideas for ways of coping with anxiety or restlessness that they didn't even think you would ever thought of, and it just came out of the blue. That is humor is actually what's going to get them to calm down in one way or another. If these Sagittarius in the 7th house individuals, if they still think about you over time and they still feel fun, they still feel light, they still feel a certain amount of freedom, whatever they think about you, you'll know that they're going to be in it for the long run, as opposed to when they think about you and they feel a certain amount of heaviness and limitation. It's going to be kind of hard for them to turn back and to keep this relationship going. So yes, guys, beautiful souls, that's going to be it for today's video. If you are dating any of these rising signs, do comment below and let us know what your experiences with them have been. If you have anything else to add, do comment below and let us know. And yeah, and see you soon, beautiful souls. Have a beautiful day. Bye.